What's up guys, welcome back to another YouTube video where today I changed my setting once again, and today I'm going to be at the whiteboard, as you can see clearly by my background. And in this video I want to talk about some of the mistakes I made along the way while building my AI agency. Now a quick note, none of these mistakes are listed in order, meaning that somebody is more important than others. That's not the case. These are just some of the mistakes that popped up in my mind last night when I was going to sleep, and I wanted to share them with you. The purpose of this video, for me at least, is to enlighten you about the problems you might face or you're already facing and bring more attention to them, so when you spot them, when you acknowledge them, you know that this is a problem and you have to fix it. Because how it was for me, I learned all of these mistakes in the hard way by clients pointing at me or realizing after months of working that, hey, you're making this simple ass mistake. So probably you will have the same mistake as well, even after watching this video, but you will faster recognize that you are making the exact same mistake and you will try to fix it. That is basically the purpose of this video, for me to enlighten you with the issues you might face or you're already facing. Let me paint you a little example of what I mean by no clear definitions. Previously, when I started out my agency, we had service agreements and communicating with the clients in a very broad way. So we were saying, yes, we will build you an AI voice agent, AI outbound voice agent that will book meetings on your calendar, that will have the ability to take emails, and providing definitions like these. What is connecting to your calendar? Now looking back at it, is it Google Calendar? Is it their CRM calendar? Perhaps they have a fucking on paper one. We have to get those details out before we actually discuss with them, because that affects the pricing. With no clear definitions, we shoot ourselves in the foot with the complexity of the work, and it goes on further, because let's say we have the task, we have the capability, we have the definition of building an AI outbound voice agent. Now, with having a broad definition of it, the client can further on, hey, I thought you were going to add this feature. I thought you were going to send the SMS after confirming. Perhaps you're going to send a reminder. They keep adding these features on because all you had in the service agreement was we will build you an AI voice agent that will communicate with leads. That's it. They can add features on and on because the contract doesn't define what features should be added or what features will be added. So anything about the features was not described in detail, and we shot ourselves in the foot because obviously we want the client to be happy. We won't charge them extra because that is our mistake. So we had to build out the features, but we had to say, hey, after some features that we know we made this mistake, we provided all the features, but in future, when we upsell you or give you another service, we will outline it a bit better. So please take my advice, and if you have some unclear definitions, then go ahead and try to define it. For the first problem out of the way, we can move on to the second one. And if you can read, it's saying, having all details in my head. What do I mean by this? Simply is that when I started my agency, for a very long time, I kept everything in my head. I have to send this agreement, I have to build this workflow, I have to connect this node with this node. So all these little things that I kept in my head, I thought, oh yes, I will remember. I did remember those details, did remember those tasks, but that is not the point of this. Why you must not keep every detail in your head. You have to try to put as much as you can onto something, on a paper, on a calendar, whatever. You have to get it off your head so your mental space is clear and you can clearly structure your work for further days. Because once again, let me paint you a picture. I'm here in the office working on, let's say, an agreement, I'm working on a workflow, I'm communicating with the client. So I'm doing these basic daily stuff. And when it comes to actually scaling the agency, or me having to think, wait, what am I doing wrong? I don't have time for that, because every single hour, every single minute, I'm thinking, wait, what did I have to do? What do I have to do now? Is there any kind of task that has to be done by me? So I have no clear mental space. I have no planned days of when to do something, because I'm always thinking what has to be done next. I'm not thinking about the broader scale of how can I put my agency to the next level. And that is why many people get stuck in their business. Overall, they are left in the dust by doing the work, by doing the actual manual work, instead of thinking like a founder and scaling your business. So this is why you don't want to keep everything in your head. And it goes even a step further. I did have a point where I put everything in my Google Calendar, where I put all the tasks I had to do. When I thought of a task, I put it in the Google Calendar, so I know I have to do it. But then the issue became is that, okay, I had all of this stuff to do. I put it in my calendar. I very often miscalculated of how long each task would take me. And if I put it like an hour, 2-hour block for that task, and then I didn't complete it, it kind of overrode another task, and it still got very messy in the Google Calendar because I was perhaps overly optimistic of my capabilities in certain times. So the projects compiled into the Google Calendar was even messy, so my head was messy and I couldn't even think straight as well. Bad things about it, but how can you actually fix it? How I at least fixed it. We implemented a CRM system, both internally and for clients and for projects, where we make notes of every project. We make notes of every client. It's all outlined, all the tasks in all the notes. It's written there. And how I structure my day right now is I just have a block of project management, I have a block of content making, and I have a block of, let's say, thinking, all the operations and other stuff. So like, I don't put my calendar of exact things I have to do. I put blocks when I'm gonna do certain types of work. And then when that time period comes, let's say today from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m., I will have like project management stuff. And then I go onto my CRM system where I have all the projects, I have all the tasks that need to be done for each project, and I just go through them. And when that period ends, sometimes I extend it obviously, but I try to keep it on the track and just move on to the next step. Usually, like these steps aren't in 3-hour blocks. They are like, let's say I have 3-hour blocks of project management, then like an hour of breathing time or something, eating or something like that, or even going to the gym, and then continue with project management. Because I try to keep like doing the same stuff in one day, because jumping in and out of other kind of stuff, like tasks, it also takes away from your mental capabilities, and the chaos will like spiral as well. Obviously it will be a smaller chaos than before when I had everything in my head, but it's still a chaos, and I try to optimize it, and I'm still doing it right now, trying to optimize and leaving details out of my head so I have a clear mental space, and if I need to do something, it's written in an actual task list and I don't have to think about it daily. Wait, what did I not do? What do I have to do? I just have it listed, and then I have to just plan my days accordingly, what kind of tasks, what kind of work I will do in certain hours. With that being out of the way, let's move on to the third and final mistake I want to tell you about today, at least. Perhaps I make a follow-up video with a few more mistakes I made along the way, at least if this video gets traction or if I have something come up my mind. But let's go to this one. Poor client communication. What is it? It doesn't mean that we are rude to our clients, we don't respond to them. That's not what I mean by this. By this I mean we had a very large mistake for our first clients. We onboarded them, we had the calls when we were testing, we had the communication with them when we were needing all the details. So we are communicating with them daily, seeing them on calls, contacting on WhatsApp, contacting on email. So there was a close communication. Once we launched the project, obviously some failures happen and we still have the communication with them saying, hey, the AI should not do this, blah, 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 please fix it. And we fix it, and that goes for a week. And then after the week is done, okay, the only communication we had with the client is sending them usage-based invoices. And that's it. We send them invoice 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, invoices sent, and nothing like gets communicated. They only shoot us a message if something wants to be changed or is there like some kind of error. like very rare bug fix pops up. That's it. And that was how we communicate with clients. Onboarded them, did everything, and when they are actual clients and using our system, we just left them behind. We didn't talk to them, at least daily or monthly, whatever. We didn't speak to them. We did not know how the system was going from their standpoint, because from our backend, we can see everything's working, all fine. Okay, that's it. We built a fully working system. But due to this problem, we missed out on a lot of business, and we kind of left our previous clients in the dirt, because we were actually helping them to fix their issues. We weren't like sucking money out of them. We were not, like, our goal was not to fuck them over of building them an AI agent and that's it, you paid us those few grand, we can leave now. That's not what we did. We genuinely wanted to help their issue. And once we fixed the issue, we just thought, it's okay. We fixed the issue, great job on us, all good. But what we did not get is that they still have other issues that could be fixed by AI. Some of these issues they don't even realize are issues, or some of these issues they didn't think can be solved with AI, at least half solved with AI. So they didn't even think of saying, we also have this. But now that we have like monthly calls with the clients, checking up on how their systems are going, what they're doing, and do they have any other problems in their business? What is slowing them now down? Because we fixed that issue, which previously slowed them down, but what is now the issue? And they would say, oh, yeah, we have this. We generally would like to solve this. We hired more people to do this. And then we were like, wait, hire more people to do the simple job? Why? Like, you can use AI for that as well. And they're like, wait, I didn't think of it. Yeah, you're right. And then we're like, okay, let's get on board. Let's write up the contract. Let's develop the workflow. Let's develop the map of how it will look like. And we send it over to you. You accept it. And then we do, let's continue with the business. You pay us. We do all the work, everything. And since they already have a working system with us, they know how we operate. They know that the systems we built operate very well. They don't have the long convincing period of themselves. Wait, can we trust these guys? Because they already are sold. They know what we are capable of, and they trust us. That is why the saying of the easiest clients to sell to are the ones that you already sold to is true, because they don't have to step a mental barrier of trusting their work to somebody they don't trust, because they already trust us. They have worked with us, so that is not the issue. How it helped us? More projects, more revenue, smaller development times, because we already have connections established with them, and more happy clients. I believe we lost a couple tens of thousands because of this at our earlier projects, as we didn't have the communication set in place. But that is not only about the monetary loss. Perhaps we even lost some kind of reputation in the company's eyes, where they wouldn't want to really spread the word about us, because okay, we did the project for them, but that's it. Then they kind of forget about us. But if we keep communicating with them monthly, they have us on top of my mind when something about AI gets spoken. So let's say their friend on the dinner table says, I have this issue where I get like so many leads on the Google ads or on Facebook ads, and like I don't have time to reach out to them or something, because I have to ask them very simple questions, and then most of them fall off, but I still have to do it because they are potential clients of mine. And then our client would step in, wait, I know guys that could fix it with AI, let me give you contact to Sharpen AI. And with that, we got onboarded another client who trusts us more because his friend is already using our services. Even then, that client can move on to spread the word about us even further. So it's like a compiling effect. That is why you should never neglect client communication. Always keep in touch with your existing ones, with your lost ones. Any client you might have, communicate with them and have like a connection, because you're friends, you're business partners, and it will only help your business grow. With that being said, I went over like 3 of these mistakes that popped in my head last night. There are probably a bunch more, and you can go even in more details about these. So perhaps I make a follow-up video if I feel like it. But if there's some kind of questions, some kind of help necessary for me, some kind of advice, feel free to comment down below this YouTube video or follow my Instagram, my TikTok, and shoot me a DM, where I'll be more active on Instagram or here in the comments. So make sure to follow, subscribe, like the video, do all the regular stuff if you actually found this valuable or interesting, or if you have any other feedback of what kind of videos you are interested from me, leave them down in the comment section. I will read them, I get some inspiration, and maybe the next video is something else. Perhaps I drop this whiteboard format after this video, but I thought it's pretty cool to just look at the board, talk about it, explain all my thoughts, and as easy as that. The only mistake, the only flaw I see with doing whiteboard video for me is that my handwriting is pretty shit, so I had to take time to even write this for it to be clear for you, because otherwise if I would write it like fastly, it would look like a mess. So that's one downfall of me making whiteboard videos. But that being out of the way, thank you for watching. As mentioned before, comment, like below, subscribe, follow my socials, and see you in the next video.